Okay, so let's talk closures. So again, as far as process, you can do these a few different ways. Sometimes, like if you have kind of planned out, if you're someone that's kind of sketched everything out, you've kind of planned out your pieces and oh, okay, I'm going to need these sorts of closures. I'm going to need a button, a zipper, Sometimes I tell people, go ahead and like draw out your closures or your trims that you're going to need. Other times I see students that, and even I sometimes do this, I'll be very honest. I'll create a closure for kind of each garment I do. I might copy and paste from here and there, but in general, I seem to kind of create my closures as I go. So I'm going to kind of present it to you as if you're kind of planning out your closures beforehand, and then you're just kind of adding them onto the garments as you kind of create them. So do whatever process you feel is most, whatever workflow you kind of feel comfortable with. But I'm so used to, so when I did kind of design, we designed so much one piece at a time. So that's kind of how I think. And so I create the closure per garment. Probably slows me down a little bit. I know people that do collections and create like line plans. They, would create that one trim that they just kind of copy and paste on all their garments. So you can kind of do whatever feels right to you. So let me show you this zipper first. I think the zipper is, the most fun to create. So with the zipper, you're going to need to use the rectangle. And essentially what you really want to see in the flat sketch is the teeth. You'll create the teeth first, and then you'll draw the little pull. So how to kind of create the teeth. So you'll create your little, and the thing with trims, you'll kind of sketch them or you'll draw them here pretty big, and then you'll just scale them to fit your garment, okay? So I just make it as big as I want just because I want to be able to see. So, I don't want to fill, so let me take off my fill. So, and honestly, for the stroke, I'll want to do pretty much most of my trims in a 1 point, but that's not a totally hard and fast rule, but in general, probably a 1 point. So apply. So then what you'll do is you'll essentially, a big thing I forgot to do. See, I'm drawing here, and if you noticed, I'm still on symmetry, so it's kind of creating a few different things for me. So I actually want to, it'll just cause problems. You'll want to turn your symmetry off now, okay? So when you're kind of creating, turn it on when you're, doing your outlines of your sketches with all that kind of thing. But once you kind of have that done for right now, and you're creating your trims, you might want to turn it off. If you were to go and design another garment down here on your symmetry line, then you'll want to turn your symmetry back on. So sorry for, okay, so I'm going to just draw this over here actually. So again, I'm going to do my rectangle, kind of like that would be good, okay? And then you control copy, control paste. And where you'll want to kind of make the teeth, you want them to kind of overlap here. So you don't want them to be like out like this. So you're kind of creating those like stair-stepper looking things of the teeth of your zipper. So you kind of have it like this. So it's like a little stair step like that. Okay. Now you're going to go into graphic status, and you're going to want to use this little tool. Okay. And then you will draw around this, and it creates kind of what, your line is going to be. And here you can still start to play with like the widths, maybe make them a little closer together. The interval, you could always separate, but you want the interval to be pretty close. Like I would keep it at 0. The height, maybe you want it, to be maybe like even a little tinier like that. That's starting to look like zipper teeth. And then you'll want to apply, and you can kind of close it. And so now it's going to automatically apply to what you have right now. Now, you might as well save your zipper, this line, if this is like the zipper line that you want to use. And so what I do here is you create this little new guy, and that now becomes your new kind of zipper stroke. So let me show you how that looks in a multi-line situation. Okay, so sorry, I had to like truncate and so like I was going to say, let me show you in this kind of multi-line situation. So I'm just going to draw it over here for a second. So now you can start to see where it starts to become a little too, it's still like a little big. It's still, you know, so you might want to start to play with the scale of it. So this is where I put my scale and I'm starting to kind of manipulate it a bit. And I'm like, okay, now that looks a little more like realistic zipper teeth. So now I can start to bring, so I'm going to now go back into the little direct select, and now I can put my, zipper teeth back in here. And that looks pretty good, especially, and this is really like an exposed, granted this is like kind of like an exposed zipper kind of situation. So you have that. Now, the other thing that you're going to want to do is you do need to draw the little pull. So I like to put it on the garment first and then draw my little pull. And the little pull will be filled in black. You just do. And the little pull, think of it at the top here. And it always is just like a little tiny triangle. That's probably even a little big, but that roughly is like then showing the little pull. And I realized I'm still using my zipper teeth. So don't want that. I want to go back into, I'm going to do a thickness of 1 point. And I just want a nice normal stroke. And I will apply that again. And now I will draw my little pull. That's why my pull looked a little funny before. It's just a little tiny pull. Nothing too crazy. So yeah, see the little pull there. Now let's say you did, you were like, no, I don't want to center back. You don't want to center back zipper. I'm going to do a side seam zipper. Totally cool. You actually make yourself a little easier, but you still need to draw and kind of indicate that. And how you indicate that you have a side seam one is you would just, usually these, they kind of go from like here to there. So I would kind of put my pull, imagine we always just say 1 inch down. I'd create like a little pull here. It's just super tiny. And that kind of indicates, oh, see, there's my side seam zipper. Not the greatest pull, but it's just like a little triangle. So that is a zipper. And those are zippers that you would like see. Now, let's say the zipper, so this is an exposed zipper that you see the teeth. Now, there are a lot that are, that there's kind of like a little facing over the zipper that you wouldn't see. How you would draw that is really, again, with your 1 point, your single kind of line, you do just kind of like a simple, actually, let me just show you this way. It's probably the easiest way to show you. So you don't want to fill. I'm going to go ahead and just move this zipper off. And a lot of time, and I'm going to go ahead and just keep the pull here because I'm going to need it. So I'm going to come, so I've moved my zipper out. Ugh, I need to change this again. It just like automatically goes to it, whatever I touch. Okay. So now you go into the rectangle, and what you're wanting to do, especially those of you that took my 4280, we kind of draw a big box, and then it has kind of a line. So you'll essentially create this super, like, I'll probably have to move this over because it's a little off. So you'll draw a box here. Oof, I didn't want to fill. And then you create one line down, like that kind of. And then we'll put the pull here. And then I end up grouping all these together. Let me move my pull over. Yeah. And then you'll want to group. I'm doing this super fast, so I'm going to do these 3 objects. I'm going to group them together, and now I'm going to move this to where like center back is. Okay. So I would want to change those lines, but I just want to show you this very quickly. So that's more of like a closed, not an exposed teeth zipper. So this was like my exposed teeth zipper. This is my like just kind of a regular one that you wouldn't see, and this is like the side seam one. So those are kind of 3 different zippers. You know what? I'm going to do buttons and some different stitching in another tutorial. So meet me back there.